coming down?
No.
Do you see him?
That is a very good question.
He was, actually.
We are live. Are you gonna check on Brewster?
I'm just gonna check on him because he's.
Before I call to order?
There he is.
Here he comes.
Get down here. I swear if he walks the other way. All right, here he comes.
Look at all this paper.
That it?
6 o'clock.
Oh, I just want to make sure she was out there.
Now she should be here shortly, but it's Amanda's show right now.
Right.
I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:01. At this time, I will take nominations for the position of chair of the Mascoma Valley Regional School Board. We need to pledge first? I'm just going to open the meeting. Go back to pledge.
We're on it.
Yep.
I'll nominate Tim Josephson for chair.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second by Vicki. Are there any other nominations? At this point, I close, seeing there are no other nominations, I close the time to nominate. And all in favor of Tim Josephson as chair, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Same.
One abstention, that would be John.
Got it, thank you.
And I now pronounce you chair of the Mascoma Valley Regional
Thank
School
you.
Board, and thus turn the meeting over to you.
Your
to
favorite part,
continue.
I'm sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so now we open for nominations for vice chair. Do we have any nominations?
I'll nominate Danielle.
Danielle, okay. Do we have a second for that?
I guess I'll stay.
Vicki will second. Any other nominations? All right. That being said, close the nominations. All those in favor of Danielle as vice chair signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
And one abstention. All right.
I abstain.
You abstain too? Okay. 3-0-2. Board secretary. Taking nominations for board secretary.
I'll nominate myself.
Okay. Any second on that? Vicki will second on that as well. Any other nominations for board secretary? All right, seeing none. All those in favor of Kathleen as board secretary signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Abstentions?
Same.
And one abstention. Okay. All right, let's start with our Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, up first on our agenda, we have public comments. Any public comment at this time? Nothing at this time. All right, as per state law, we'll remain open for 30 minutes total. Yeah. All right. First on our agenda, acknowledgement, receipt of policy BCA, and we all have to sign a copy of BCA-R. Hello, Ms. Vice Chair. You were nominated and elected Vice Chair.
Call for work.
This is just our board member ethics policy. We do this at the beginning of every session, I guess we'll call this. So just, read through that, and we'll have a signed copy for you. Copy for you to sign.
It should be right in your packet.
Yeah.
For those of us who don't have a physical packet, do you have other copies?
Yep, I do.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll just get that done by the end of the meeting.
Do we leave it with you or Amanda?
Leave it with Amanda.
I would like it clear. I do need to sign it as just him.
Yes. I mean, I guess stack them here on my side, and then I'll give it to Amanda.
Okay.
All right, comes for me. Do you, Dawn and Vicki, do you have them?
Yes.
All right, you have them, you have one? All right, okay, cool. March 12th voting results, those are in your packets. You see we elected Deb Ford as moderator, Camel Dunn here as our clerk, myself and Dawn as members, Corinne Morris and Amber Bissonette as budget committee members from Canaan and Enfield respectively. The budget passed with a vote of 841 to 565 with 151 blanks. So that was the closest vote for all of our other initiatives. Capital reserve for facilities, 1033 to 462 with 62 blanks. Special ed, 1078 to 413 with 66 blanks. Sustainability, 985 to 505, 67 blanks. Accreditation capital reserve, 1049 to 437, 71 blanks. And major systems, 1021 to 458 with 72 blanks. So we appreciate the support from the community for our budget and for our savings plans to save us all money in the long term. Coming up next is my favorite part, the board indemnification. I will read this into the minutes. This is Title III, Towns, Cities, Village Districts, Unincorporated Places, Chapter 31, Powers and Duties of Towns, Liability for Damages Limited, Indemnification and Insurance, Section 31:105, Indemnification for Damages. A city, town, county, village district, or precinct, school district, charter public school, school administrative unit, or any other municipal corporation or political subdivision made by a vote of the governing body, indemnify and save harmless for loss, all or damage occurring after said vote, any person employed by it, and any member or officer of its governing board, administrative staff, or agencies, including but not limited to selectmen, select board members, charters, public school trustees, city councilors and aldermen, town and city managers, regional planning commissioners, town and city health officers, overseers of public welfare, and superintendents of schools from personal financial loss and expense, including reasonable legal fees and costs, if any, arising out of any claim, demand, suit, or judgment by reason of negligence or other act resulting in accidental injury to a person or accidental damage or to or destruction of property if the indemnified person at the time of the accident resulting in injury, damage, or destruction was acting in the scope of employment or office. So,
Make a motion that we approve the board indemnification as read.
okay. So we have
Second.
Second. So this is indemnification of the board. This is something standard for state law that we do, and as it exactly sounds, if people are working in the scope of their office, they cannot be sued because we as a board have the power to say that. So, call the vote. All those in favor of board indemnification signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions. All right. All set with that. Also in your packet is rights and no information. This is a little packet from the New Hampshire School Board Association. This is for your reading, for your information. It is important to be familiar with stuff from 91A. What is public record? What is public minutes, etc.? What are non-public minutes? What is a meeting? What is not a meeting? That sort of thing. So I will just say that is important for that. A lot of this new business is informational, so it looks like a lot, but it's really not. For your information also, policy BEC, non-public sessions. We can do those at public meetings, so we have to do that. So that's more information for you there. Also policy BDB, board officers, information for you there. And same thing with advisory committees to the board. These are our, what we consider our subcommittees as well. That's just more information for you there. Approval of the MS-22 for 2024. So that is up next on our, that is appropriations as voted. This is due 20 days after the vote. So.
Make a motion that we approve the MS-22 as presented.
Okay.
I'll second.
Kathleen second. So this is going to be, we're going to need everyone's signature on this once we approve it, but this is the official budget that we're sending to the state, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion on that?
Who has the original?
I have the
Okay.
So she's got the one we got to sign, so, yes. Thank you for asking. We've all signed
Yeah.
different
Here, don't
copies.
sign your each page, thank you.
It's not gonna count.
Not going to do anything. All right. Any other questions, discussion on the MS-22? All right. All those in favor of approving the MS-22 as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions. All right. That one's all set, so we'll start passing that around and sign where your name is. Up next, we have general assurances, and we are looking for approval of general insurances.
Make a motion that we approve the general assurances for fiscal year 2025 as presented.
Okay.
Second.
All right, so you can see in your packet, you have a letter from the state of New Hampshire, Department of Ed, talking about general insurances and how these are required for federal statutes, federal agencies, et cetera, et cetera. Any questions, comments, concerns, discussion on that?
And you have the original on the
I
of that
do,
one.
and actually Tim needs to agree and sign an initial.
All right. Yay, my favorite. Good thing I got a pen. All right. All those in favor of approving the general assurances for fiscal year 25, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right. Coming up next, a lot of this is just catching up on stuff. We have the printed version of our audit, and it came back very nice. Came back very good. So very happy with that. And we will need, just this one. Yes. Okay. So we're looking for a motion to approve the audit for fiscal year 23.
Make a motion that we approve the audit for fiscal year 23 as presented.
I'll second.
Okay. Anything you wanted to speak to on this, Amanda?
No, I do want to agree with you though, Tim, that I'm very pleased with how this came out as a dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah, like in the where is it? List of like unadjusted fund different audit differences. There's nothing listed. Like it's that good. So. Anything's been corrected that needed to be corrected.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything's in compliance.
As usual, Deb's done a wonderful job making sure that we did stay in compliance.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns on the audit? All right. All those in favor of accepting the audit for fiscal year 23, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions?
Same.
And one abstention. All right. Okay. Up next, we have van bids. Cool. So this is for the van. If you recall, we reserved some funds at the unassigned fund balances at the end of last year to replace our passenger van for trips and such. Our van is on its last legs. It has been quite an ordeal to find a van in that price range, but it looks like we have one that bid. So
We have one bid.
as you can see in your packet, it's from Grapponi Ford for a new van, which is nice. So that'll be good. And I'll entertain a motion whenever anyone likes.
Make a motion we accept the van bid in the amount of $56,373 with Grapponi Ford.
Okay,
Seconded.
and Kathleen second. All right, discussion on this. So this is a 15 passenger? No, 12?
I think it's only a 12 passenger because after that
Right.
you get into some issues with licensing.
Right. Cool. Well, that's good. I'm glad they were able to work with us. So, all right. And with that, we'll get rid of the old van.
It will, but I will tell you that I'm not sure that we don't have a need for another one.
Right.
Just because the availability of a large bus driver to take our kids to sporting events is always difficult. So I'm not convinced that we won't be looking for another one in the near future.
Okay. And then when we have maybe shorter trips in the meantime.
Yeah, she's old and tired.
Oh, that old and tired. All right. Oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. So we may do another van very sooner rather than later.
That's correct.
Gotcha. All right.
Is this just a reference down at the bottom, a budget, and it has the 56.6 in there? Is that just letting us know there's that amount budgeted?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
That's good. I'm glad they were able to work with us. Any further questions, comments, concerns on that? All right. All those in favor of accepting the bid for a passenger van from Grapponi Ford in the amount of $56,373, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions. All right. Up next, we have a request to alter the route of Ivy, at a bus stop at Ivy Road. You can read in there from Sierra from Butler's Bus, talking about how this would work. She's got it worked out. Got a way to figure out how it would go. So, entertain a motion to approve that change.
Make a motion that we approve the Ivy Road bus stop as presented.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right.
Was there anything that we should keep,
No,
Is
we've had people move
Okay.
in, and typically Sierra is able to accommodate a regular route, right? It's just another stop, which we do add. but this will alter the route, and I do know the board had asked no routes get altered without your permission.
Not
So-
that, yeah, not that drastically, yeah. All right. Cool, and then that looks like it'd be like a group stop as well, because of the intersection of the road, so.
Yeah.
And you can start establishing more.
I think it's a 3 to 5 minute change, it says somewhere in here.
All right,
For the people, like impacts and stops.
okay. All those in favor of approving the Ivy Road bus stop signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions? All right. New business, or board organization, actually. Subcommittees. So, basically, so I'll explain for our new members. So basically, subcommittees encourage you to get on at least one, if not more, whatever interests you. Typically, the meeting times are very flexible. It's whatever works for the 3 people that are on the committee. We have some that we try to match with staff or with, administration, but for the most part, they're fairly flexible. Start with Finance and Facilities Committee. I'll be on that.
Do you want to know the current members?
Yeah, currently on there.
Currently on there, we have Brewster, Tim, and Hope with Kathleen as the alternate.
Okay. Bruce, do you want to keep doing it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kathleen, would you like to do it?
I'll serve, yeah.
Okay. And Hope said she did not. Let's see. Hope did say she wanted to do. She did tell me she wanted to do finance facilities. So
Yes, she did.
yes. For her email here.
So I'll stay as alternate.
Yeah, if that worked out
Yeah.
for people, okay.
That's good.
Alternate. And as long as we communicate, if one of us is going to be there, one of us won't be there, then that'll work out. So.
Yeah, 5 minutes doesn't do it.
No, yeah, it's got to be bigger than 5 minutes. All right, budget committee rep, I can do that this year.
Okay, so Tim, you'll be the rep.
I'll be the rep on there, and then, would anyone like to be the budget committee alternate? It typically means trying to go to as many of the budget committee meetings as possible, and in case I can't make it, you would go in my place. We can make Hope do it too.
Hope was the other one.
Hope was the other one, yeah.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Send her, put her on that.
Okay.
She's not here, so put her on.
She always has the right to refuse.
I'll tell, exactly. If she refuses, we'll deal with it then.
Yeah.
So she did say in her email, she thinks that other people should cycle through, but I think that's fine, so. All right, so EIC, just going down my list here. Who would like to be on EIC?
Currently, we have Vicky, Kathleen, and Hope on that.
Okay. Vicky, did you want to continue that?
I can't get out of work.
You can't get out of work at that time?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the problem.
Okay.
Dawn, is that something that you would be able to go to, or is 3:30?
Are they typically, like, where are they, Zoom or?
We can offer the Zoom option, Google Meet option,
I can get there for that.
and.
Otherwise, at the SAU, right?
Yeah, and then the meetings are at the SAU if you wanted to show up in person, but we're gonna try to be better about just putting in, a Google Meet option
Yeah,
for
I
board
can,
members.
I can do that.
As long as 2 people show up in person, 1 person can be by Zoom for a subcommittee.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, we've been holding them, even if there's, as information.
As information,
meetings. Yeah.
Yep, because there's not like a lot of votes come out of there, so.
It's a great way to get to learn more about some of the different programs and stuff that's out there for sure.
Okay. Anyone else like to be on that?
I'll sign up for that.
You'll sign up for that?
For
Okay.
BRC.
So Dawn,
Kathleen. And do we want to put Hope on that?
did Hope say she wanted to stay on that one?
She said she doesn't mind cycling out of it, but she's like, I'm not sure what I'm contributing to EIC, but I'm happy to continue. I'm like, oh, you always have stuff to contribute, so. Yeah, I'm fine if people are good with Hope
Yeah.
being on there. Okay. All right, so negotiations, personnel.
You missed one. You
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, oh, sorry.
Right.
I see them. HACTC. Brewster, do you want to do that still?
That's-
Hey, Kathleen.
Or has Kathleen been doing that?
Yeah,
You want to keep doing that?
sure.
Okay,
They had a meeting last week, but because it hadn't reorganized, I didn't.
okay,
Right. Yeah, they cut them down to quarterly, so
that's
Yeah.
nice.
the next one will be in
I do
May.
have the report.
It was a very
Good.
short meeting.
delegate to the NHSBA. We've had Hope do that for a couple cycles, but I was wondering if anyone else would like to do that this time instead. So what that is the New Hampshire School Board Association has a conference every year, or a delegate assembly, and we send one of our members there, and everybody, all the school boards of the School Board Association send one member there, and we all vote on the direction of the School Board Association, what things they should go, champion in Concord for us, what things they should, provide, and that sort of thing. It's a good way to learn more about the state education as a whole, school boards and stuff as a whole. Typically, they used to put the brand new member on it, but we don't have to do that way.
Remind me again, they moved the time of the conference, the time of the year the conference was.
It's on
Saturday.
October,
Right.
yeah, it's a Saturday in
Saturday.
October now, I think. Yeah.
I can do it.
Okay. Cool.
Go hobnob down there with them.
All right, yeah, it's just a Saturday in October now. All right, now we got negotiations and personnel for that. So I will put myself on negotiations on that. I did that. Kathleen, would you like to do that again?
Yes,
Okay.
but we're not anticipating any
We have support staff this year.
support staff.
So we do have some this year for support
This
staff,
year,
yes.
okay.
Yes. Would anyone else like to do negotiations?
Depending on the time, depending on the time.
They are usually, when do we usually meet with those?
We were doing those in the mornings,
Okay,
8 or 9 o'clock in the mornings,
yeah, that's right.
during the week.
Okay, would that be,
Okay, that can't happen.
does that not work? Okay,
I'm out because.
you're out at that time?
Yeah.
Okay, because we have to kind of sync
Not the
it.
time, no,
Well,
it's the people.
oh, that's right, yeah, that's right, that's right. that's right,
Yeah, it is
that's
the
right.
people for you.
Yeah, that's right, you're married.
Yeah.
Lead on that.
She married the people.
Huh? Oh,
All right, well, we just did 2 last time, we can stick with 2 as well, if people are good with it. We can also ask Hope too.
Yeah.
If that's good, so. All right, Joint Loss Management Committee, that is for workplace accidents and stuff. You only meet quarterly. Who is it right now?
Brewster, who is it?
yes, Brewster.
It's Brewster, do you want to do it?
As long as I can do Zoom once in a while. I can't.
Sure, because you're not, it's not like it's a board committee, you're just another member, so.
I know it.
Yeah,
Yeah, half of us don't show up anyway.
I've seen the minutes, yeah.
Yeah, well, you found that out last 3 months.
All right.
Saw me at basketball game.
Co-curricular activities.
I'll do that again.
Do that again, and that is one where we send a member to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Wellness Committee, that's quarterly.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You want to do that too? Okay. Professional Development Committee, that is the second Thursday, is that still second Thursday of the month of 3/15?
I believe so, I just asked Angel, I don't have it, I don't know who the rep is.
We haven't sent anyone for the last, I don't know that we've sent anyone for quite a while,
Okay,
and they haven't asked.
but it does happen at 3:15 due to teachers'
Right.
schools.
Right.
Whatever.
I know that's an awkward time for people. Is anyone able to or would like to do Professional Development Committee? We can also ask Hope.
Is there an official requirement for the board to attend that?
I think we have a,
It's not by law.
No.
Right after school, most of,
Yeah.
when I was on it a long time ago.
Yeah,
that's
same.
what it is. That's
Yeah.
where all the faculty come back
Yeah.
after school. It used to be IRS.
Yep.
All the time.
Could it be left that board members could drop in, or is that going to disrupt the flow of that committee?
I think it would probably disrupt the flow, but I don't see any reason why Hope couldn't be there.
Yeah.
I think that would be a nice committee for her.
Has she done it? She's done it before, I thought. Maybe the year before.
I don't know.
I did it when I could even get out of work when I was coming back from the hospital.
Yeah,
I didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I did it the first year at
Yeah.
least.
I did it for quite a while.
All right.
And technology.
IRS.
Yeah.
The other one.
All right. Communications Committee.
Yeah.
Communications and Technology Committee.
He's sitting right next to her.
Danielle, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one for the.
Don.
It's my wheelhouse too.
I was gonna say.
And
Move on.
Vicky.
And Vicky. Vicky, you want to do it too?
Yeah, please.
All right. Danielle, Dawn, and Vicky. Excellent.
Okay.
She gets at 6 p.m., she can do it.
Yes.
Sounds good. So yeah, newsletter, board communications, website, as well as technology type stuff. So you'll often meet with Craig and
Is it
Pamela.
absolutely necessary that it be on Thursdays?
Yeah,
Amanda?
That would be up to the board.
Okay.
It's a night meeting, so.
I know, and I have a job that I work every Thursday night now,
Ah.
I can't go.
Okay.
And
Okay.
a couple times it's all right to send in reports, but I think we're looking at a new website coming up, like,
Yeah.
or at least thinking about it, and I would like to be there for those discussions, because
Yeah.
I'm
Are there-
behind that.
Any other nights that don't work?
The other one's like, it's every Thursday
Okay,
that I work in the evenings.
okay,
I would do this for Lebanon, but it's
Oh.
every other Wednesday, so that we can,
okay.
make work.
Um,
But Thursday's the only day.
cause you had one scheduled for this coming next week,
Right.
but we're happy
What
to
if-
change it.
I mean, and you can, by all means, like, if you wanna think about it, you don't have to let me know now. And if
Well-
you decide as a board that Thursdays only work for you, I will send you a report every.
I wonder if Tuesdays, because we would just make sure that they weren't board meeting Tuesdays.
To the first
Why
or
don't
third.
If it was
Why
just
don't
the
you
first
record,
Tuesday.
can't you record your meetings and then give it to
Well,
her?
but it's not for,
It's not for information, they wanna know about the website.
Right.
So if
To
I'm
get
not there to
info.
answer questions,
yeah,
and then they have great ideas about how to get communication and what would work well with the district, and
so it's not.
asking about ways to make that work, being involved in the discussion is helpful, I think it helps
Yeah.
things get
Oh,
done quicker.
Yeah,
Yeah, she has like information you
Yeah.
need.
so why don't you change the date?
So I think probably when the committee meets, you'll have to miss the next
I
one.
can miss the next one, I'm waiting for, I'm getting demo sites
Yeah.
from various companies, and I have another one to do, so it won't be done in time anyway.
yeah,
And
Okay.
we're coming out of the quiet season for communication, because sports is over,
yeah.
and the new school year hasn't started in full swing yet, so it's not a big one.
Okay.
You're not missing that key information,
Yeah.
but the one after that.
Yeah.
we
All
can
right.
Make it super fun. All right, so just let me know what works for you guys.
Yeah, so every other month, but you'll start this Thursday, not 2 days from now, but next Thursday, April 4th? Yeah, April 4th.
Yeah.
So that'll be
It
your
was
first
gonna be the first Thursday in April.
Yep.
And then you guys can decide then what works after that.
Yeah, whatever works.
Whatever works for you works for me. except for
Okay.
Thursday.
Whatever works for you guys as a committee, come bring it back to us as a board,
Thanks,
and we'll
guys.
change it officially
Yeah.
that way, so. And then we do have finance and facilities coming up next Wednesday. That is the first
Now,
Wednesday of the month.
yeah. And,
Yep. So that looks like all the spots, I think. I don't think I missed that. Cool. Well, thank you, everybody. So everyone, yep, Vicky, you're on committee, Don's on committee, Don's on 2 committees, Vicky's on committee. All right, cool. That's all split around. All right, excellent.
So, when we get the finance facility next week.
Yep.
We'll discuss either Tuesday or Wednesday, because
Sure.
we switched it because yeah, we just drew a blank, because of her.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, we can-
It might work out better for Tuesday, go back to Tuesday, or it might not be better off, might be better off, say, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'll wait and see how we're looking at it, because, I'm looking at my schedule too.
Sure. For that, like, it's mostly about the time in the afternoon is the most important part, right, Amanda?
Because if you
Yeah.
want facilities people, we do need to have it at 1.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
have, yeah, that's not changing the time,
Cool.
no, it's just the days.
We didn't change it for cookies dialysis.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I was
it
trying
was.
to think.
That's what it
I
was.
talked to Amanda about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, time flies.
because we used to do it on Tuesdays. There's
All
no-
right. Okay, so there's our subcommittees. Meeting calendar. You have in your packet a tentative meeting calendar, and we will need to approve this. So I'll entertain a motion on that.
Make a motion that we approve the 2024-2025 school board meeting calendar as presented.
Okay.
I'll second.
Kathleen seconds. All right, so this is open discussion. This is our board meeting. We start, because this starts in July 1st, so that's why it's not now through July. We typically have only one meeting in July and one meeting in August. So as you can see, our first day of school coincides with the board meeting, so that will always be fun. That's always great. And then regular board meetings, budget meetings in here, all those sorts of things, all that fun stuff. I would like to actually, after this, we did not set the deliberative session date yet, did we?
For some reason, I think it is in here.
It is in here, but I meant like, we didn't actually vote on it specifically yet.
No,
have
that
we?
is the first available date that you can have.
Okay,
for deliberative session.
So should we do a second, I would like to do a second vote after this then, to approve that specific date for deliberative
Well, that
session.
would be fine.
So we have a separate vote on the record
Sure.
saying that, okay, so we'll do that after. Any comments, questions on the calendar here? And as always, we can adjust this ourselves because we are the board, so. All right, all those in favor of the 24-25 school board meeting calendar as presented, signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed, abstentions, excellent. All right, and now I'll entertain a motion for deliberative session.
Make a motion that we set the date for the 2025 deliberative session for Saturday, February 1st.
And I'll second.
Okay, and
At the
then
high school auditorium.
in the high school auditorium, delivered, so 2/1/25, Kathleen seconded that. Any further discussion on that? That is the first legal day, and that gives us plenty of time for a snow day makeup the following weekend if we need to, so.
Well, you should put the date in there for to be determined,
It is in there.
should go with February 7th.
It is in there.
He's saying he's put a
No,
specific
it
date.
says TBD, doesn't mean it's February
For the
7th.
snow date?
Yeah, the snow
Right.
date.
Yeah, we can set it to be February 8th.
Well, it's set by the moderator.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right, because I guess they're the ones that have to make the call
Oh.
if it's a snow day, so.
That's
oh.
correct.
All right. All right, any further discussion on deliberative session date? All right, all those in favor of approving February 1st, 2025 as deliberative session, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, abstentions? All right. Okay, school board member directory update. This is to make sure that your contact information is correct. And as a matter of public policy, they do not publish our home addresses and stuff online or anything like that. But if someone asks for our phone number, then they have to give it to them, right?
That is correct.
That's basically it. And
That is
then
correct.
our email addresses are on the website.
Correct.
So that is the extent of what that is good for personal contact. If there's anything wrong on these, please call the SAU and get that adjusted and fixed. All right. School board photo, do we want to try and do it now and Photoshop Hope in, or do you want to try and just do it in a couple weeks when Hope's here?
A couple of weeks.
All right, that way you can all get your nice, we can all dress up.
You gotta get a haircut.
That's right, I gotta trim, yeah, exactly.
We haven't had a photo
Photoshop,
for like
yes.
6
We
years.
haven't had a photo for a very long time, so I'm
Man's
really
gotta have,
hopeful.
man's gotta go to a hairstylist.
They can go
I'm not
to
in it. Don't
YouTube
look at
and
me.
look at us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody try to make the last meeting in April, because that's, I think, what we're gonna do, so. All right, finally now down to regular
That
business.
won't happen.
Approval of minutes, public and non-public, from February 27th. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes, public and non-public, from February 27th, 2024.
Okay,
Second.
and Kathleen second. Any comments, questions, concerns, or corrections on these? I didn't see anything on here. It looked great to me.
There
Yeah.
was one thing. Yes. So I think that Dawn actually, weren't you at that meeting?
Yeah, would you?
So I haven't been putting people on who don't speak, because we haven't had a sign-in sheet, and some people do, and some people
Gotcha.
don't, and I didn't want to
Okay.
set a precedent.
Oh,
All
fair.
So if nobody speaks,
Okay.
they're just over there somewhere.
Gotcha. All right.
If you speak, you're on the list.
Yeah, oh, too late, too late.
I
We'll
did
bring
hold
Tab
a
out.
banner.
Is here.
Oh, she didn't hold a banner.
I did hold a
That's true. But I found myself, sometimes I put people on, and sometimes I wasn't putting people on. I like to keep things.
As long as you're consistent.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Exactly.
That
You
sounds
know
good
what
to
you
me.
know.
That's right,
You
keep
know
it
what to
simple.
depend
You
on.
don't
Yes.
say a damn thing
Sounds
tonight.
good.
Let's go.
All right,
I do
anything
it
else on the
every
minutes? All right, all those in favor of approving minutes, public and non-public, February 27th, signify by saying aye. Aye, all opposed, abstentions,
I abstain.
one abstain, two abstain, all right. Cool, all right, thank you for your patience, Sophia, it is your turn, student representative report.
I don't know if you have my report.
I do in my packet,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Do we need to do non-public, or are they together?
We did them together,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Couple of things. And then I think later you also have the senior trip that you'll decide on. I won't be here, but please feel free to email me, ask any questions. I know all the information, or Lydia,
Yep.
Kim's daughter.
Mhm.
So yeah. So as for my report, as you guys were talking about earlier, the news crew came out to meet with students about the Sugar House ELO. We've gotten a lot of support from Matt Button as well as Kobe Van Bees. And we're just about to the point of boiling this year. I think we just did that, I think. And it was Thomas, Seth, and Aiden Smith's ELO, so that's super cool. I know a lot of classes have gone and checked that out. The middle schools checked it out. Super exciting for us. They really left a legacy. And then the last musical, Freaky Friday, was earlier this month. The elementary schools as well as iOS got to see a little sneak peek of that. I didn't get to see it, I was doing concessions, but I heard it was great. I'm sure it was great. And then last week or two, math team wrapped up their season on Pie Day. They make a bunch of pies and sell them in the cafeteria. One of our favorite days, of course. And they were really successful this season. And then today was our last day of PSAT and SAT prep. I think that was really beneficial for students. I wish I was implicated last year so much, but good luck to them. And then the test is on April 2nd, and I know, the next few months, we have all the AP tests as well. So good luck to those. And then the senior class will be doing just about our last little fundraiser. We're doing a spaghetti dinner at the Enfield Community Building. It'll be on May 5th at 5 p.m. Please feel free to come. We would love your support. We're working that last push to support our senior trip as well as our senior class gifts, which will be revealed at graduation. And then absolutely, it's on my thing, but I think you guys also get a copy. Feel free if you have any questions about the senior
Why
trip.
don't you go ahead and talk about that a little?
Yeah.
Just because it's not listed and
Okay.
you all will need to approve it.
Today or in the next meeting?
Did you say at the next meeting you were gonna do what I thought? this
No.
morning?
She told me no. She said that it should be further in the agenda.
It is further in the agenda, but I
Yeah, when
think
you
we're
approve it,
looking
but I can
for-
talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I like the approval is actually, it is not here listed on the agenda, at least I don't see it.
Got it.
So while Sophie is doing that and explaining it, then I'm going to ask the board to add that item and ask for approval of that trip.
Okay, so, opposed to doing it overnight, which is super expensive and just not really feasible for us, we're doing a 2-day thing. So on June 12th, that's the Wednesday, that night we're going on a dinner cruise. We're going on a Sunday dinner cruise, so we'll come here, get dressed up, and we'll ride a bus, so that there's no conflict with carpooling, such. We'll ride a bus and go to that cruise, and we should get back here by 9 or 9:30 latest. Not a super late night. Next day we'll meet here probably around 6:30 or 7, depending. We plan on going to Old Orchard, walking the boardwalk, hanging out together, playing some mini golf. Everything's very close in the area. Playing mini golf, going to lunch together, just like a cheap window lunch kind of thing. And then getting ice cream and spending the rest of our day at Funtown Splashdown. So instead of the normal senior trips where they just go to the amusement park all day, we're working in, more of a trip that everyone will enjoy as well as that amusement park thing that people also like to keep it classic. And then, after that we'll leave, maybe stop by McDonald's or something like that for dinner. Not a huge deal because we should get back by 8 latest. So we've got plenty of sleep before graduation.
That's right.
Because we had to move,
That's very
we were
good.
going to do it the day prior, but we had to move according to the dates that Funhouse Splashdown opened for the season.
Fair enough. That's right, because bright and early the next morning, you're gonna do your walk through the schools
Yep.
and say goodbye. All right, any questions for Sophia on anything or senior, if there's anything else besides the senior trip, any questions on? All right, any senior trip questions for her?
Will the last of your fundraising take care of it so that students don't necessarily have to chip in towards this senior trip, or will there still be a
They've
little?
given a $20 deposit, and
Okay.
that's all. And as of right now, we plan on giving that back for food when we get there. So they don't know that, but I mean, if push comes to shove, we have that extra money, but we plan on giving that back so they won't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Yes.
I like
go
the,
because I'm in the middle of practice.
all right, I like the variety of stuff you got going on
Yes.
here. I think it's a nice mix, so. Cool. Cool. All right. Thanks, Sophia.
Yes, have a good night.
All right, you too. All right. So we'll tack that on after Galapagos trip on our agenda. We'll just add that to our agenda. Actually, I'll just make a motion right now to tack on at the end of continuing business, senior class trip approval. I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
Thank you, Daniel. Second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor of adjusting the agenda for that, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, abstentions. All right, that at the end. Finance facilities. You see the minutes here in your packet. Got talked about the projects that were done during the February break. Talked about water infrastructure training and PFAS levels. Right now, they're below state standards, but when they come out with new ones, we might be above. And so this had to do with a water infrastructure, was it a grant that Deb was going for? Or something like that? Oh, attending the training will offset the funding for the install of the equipment to clean, to get a better filter on the well. So that's what it was. We did talk about the window film on this lobby here, and it's working exactly as it's supposed to. As weird as it is, but that is exactly what it will do. So we had some questions about why you could not see out at night and you could see in. So we also talked about solar and some ideas for mounted solar arrays, limited options and things like that. So these were just really ideas for putting them around this campus. Nothing set in stone, but really to give us an idea of what was feasible. So we'll be talking to Revision Energy and craft what a proposal should be. Talking about CIP, all those monies in there, the audit and the budget, and then cafe services is going well. However, something this board should all know is that Fresh Picks, which runs our cafe services, they've been bought out by Whitson's Culinary Group based out of somewhere in the south, I don't know where. Staffing should stay the same, but we are going out to bid on that contract this spring, so we will see how that goes. We do have a loss of $35,000 on the food service. That's not just like overdue lunch balances, that's just everything. Transportation has talked a lot about road conditions. And then we also, talk about next year doing software and really the importance of group stops and school board final approval of routes. And then driver's ed, so we talked about this, we'll talk about this more next week, no doubt. But basically we have found a company that would take over and run our driver's ed program. They currently run out of the Hanover High School. They would close Hanover and move to the Mascoma one. We provide a classroom for them. They provide the cars, they provide the staffing and all that sort of thing. The cost is not that much more than we currently have. I think it would be 800, and I think right now we're 675, something like that, very close.
And it should note the minutes are a little bit incorrect. They don't run out of the Hanover High School.
Oh,
It's just not accurate here in the minutes.
Okay.
We'll fix that at the next meeting.
Okay.
They run out of the community center.
oh,
in
right
Hanover.
across.
So we're not stealing a Hanover High School
Gotcha.
program.
All right, that's cleared up. So, but yeah, it is in Hanover for Hanover High School students. But they found that a lot of Mascoma students were going there, so they said, well, might as well just go right here. So.
Would we anticipate that the price would be lower because I'm assuming that they are renting space at the Hanover, is it the Black Center?
Something I think.
So it's actually, to rent in Hanover, he had to charge more to anyone attending that.
Yeah.
So it won't be, I think it's over $900 if you go to the Hanover site, but
Yeah.
if you were in Lebanon or Sunapee, it was in the $800 range.
Okay.
And that's more like the price of what they told us it would be, right?
Yeah.
Closer.
Because they wouldn't
yeah.
have to rent the classroom space.
Right.
Does the district own our driver's ed cars?
We do now, yeah.
And they would have their own cars?
Yeah, and we would talk about possibly, I don't know what else, what they would need or not, but.
And is it more than just like one person?
Right now, it is only one person, but he is looking to hire another person to work with him.
Because that's the trade-off, that we've talked about in the past, is that, you can send your kids to these other programs, but usually the turnaround is much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the kind of the justification for paying more to send your kids elsewhere, as opposed to something that's homegrown, and with only one instructor. I worry about the bottleneck, similar to what we've had here, but.
Actually, he's hoping
He's
to
got-
take more students,
Yeah.
and this is his full-time job.
Okay,
He's got
So it's not just driving
Okay.
only, 8 hours or 7 hours on the weekend.
Okay.
Or Friday was.
somebody being trained to do it too.
okay,
He's gonna
excellent,
try to hire that person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So we'll have updates from that after their next finance facilities. We'll have some updates there. Any questions on that? Any other questions, finance facilities? All right. Superintendent's report. All right.
You do have my written report in your packet, and congratulations and welcome to Dawn. Thank you for joining us. Freaky Friday, if people didn't see it, it was wonderful. Students did a very amazing job. Earth Day plans and activities, I did ask the schools, that was a request of the board. You could see EBS, they're getting sunflowers for each student to plant and care for inside. CES, Aaron Dow will be organizing an outdoor cleanup and recycling activity. The high school sent me something. They will be, there's a whole bunch of things. Science class is doing some recycling, wildfire and risk of mudslides, so some environmental pieces. Interact is doing a Canaan Conservation Committee's Earth Day cleanup. That's scheduled for Saturday the 27th. The art students will do sidewalk chalk based on nature and earth themes. And the business class will be doing a unit on automobiles, purchasing insurance, and about energy efficient cars.
Okay.
So those are the pieces for there. Here in the final piece, well, I do give a little promotion for hiring. We are in full hiring season. If people are interested, I've seen a lot of promotion of it on Facebook, come work for the district, which I appreciate. People are curious on Facebook about what the job descriptions are. If they're curious, they should call those buildings. We don't just print and post the job descriptions, but they are available upon request for people that might be interested. And our master plan for reopening due to the pandemic states that the district will follow CDC and DHHS guidance. So you can see that the guidance, the COVID guidance has changed. There's a link to it if you're looking at this online. But the little blurb that you're seeing below is something that will be sent out district-wide so that families know and understand what the new guidance is and its impact for their kids. Oh wait, I'm not done.
Go ahead.
So, you also have an extra paper that came in today. It is for the Destination Imagination group. They are assuming and hopeful to make it to Worlds this year again. We do not have enough time though. Timing is tricky once again. So they're looking for the board to approve fundraising efforts and the trip itself to, Tim, jump in if you know.
Yep.
Where are they going?
They are going,
Is it St. Louis?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
It's always in Kansas.
Yep.
Yep.
So they're looking for the board to provide, I think, a total of $13,400 out of the academic team travel fund. So basically to cover the cost to get there. Oh. Yeah, so it's a $29,000 trip. But the cost for the kids to get there, and then we also did help them with the deposit, which they were able to fundraise and return to us. So we're looking for both things: approval of the trip, three things: approval of the trip, approval of money, a donation from them to access the funds for the academic travel budget line, which contains $20,000, and approval for the trip. The trip, approved fundraising, and money out of the budget line.
Okay.
And this is for 3 teams instead of
Two teams.
2 teams?
So I can explain this. So if you flip over to your second page here, you see the 2 teams. You have Super Weird and This Just Might Work. That's the name of the teams. They both took first place at regionals last weekend on Sunday. And they'll be going to states on April 6th. And they'll find out how they do against the rest of the state. And they're very hopeful that they can make it to globals. So, yeah,
And the insinkables did not?
That was a non-competitive challenge, because that is, those are almost all elementary school students, I think.
That's correct.
And so that is, yeah, so that is what they were doing. But that's cool to see that many kids excited in it, and then moving on up once they get to the middle school, so. All right, so do you need a motion then? I would
You need
assume.
$4,000 to start for deposit, right? What's
Yeah.
what's the figures they need here?
You need motion to approve the trip,
Yep,
motion to approve
Fundraising.
fundraising,
and
And
I
then-
would say a motion to approve the sum up to $14,000 out of the academic travel fund.
okay.
Just the 14,000. I don't see that on here.
If you look at the very bottom of this page right here, it says the total number that, our hope is that we can do the same, which means we will need $13,400.
Right.
So give them
You
14
said
for,
14, you said.
I said up to 14,
Up
just
to
to
14.
give them a little wiggle room.
Oh,
okay,
I like round numbers.
that's good.
go ahead with the other two. We'll get the figures here in a minute.
All right,
Make a motion that we approve the Destination Imagination trip for the two teams that have qualified.
okay, give a second. All right, Kathleen, second. Any further discussion on the trip authorization? Seeing none. All those in favor of approving the trip signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right.
And I'll move on to make a motion that we approve that the Destination Imagination group can fundraise to help pay for the trip to nationals or globals.
Okay. Second? All right, Kathleen seconds. Any further discussion on that for fundraising? All right. All those in favor of approving fundraising for Destination Imagination signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right. And the last one.
Make a motion that we approve up to $14,000 from the
14-4.
No,
up to 14,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 14-4. Okay.
Yeah, up to 14,000 from the academic team travel line for the Destination Imagination.
Okay.
Second.
Second on that. Any further discussion on that? All right. All those in favor of approving the $14,000 from this academic travel line for DI signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? One abstention. All right. Cool. That is all set. Go have fun and do great.
Super, thank you very much.
Make us proud.
They will be back on our agenda, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they will come back and do a presentation, and at that time, I'm gonna suggest that you all give them permission to do fundraising for next year.
Oh, good call. So they can start
Some
earlier in
days
the
I
year.
get it
You're
right,
That's a good
eventually.
idea.
Yeah.
Gotta remember
That
to
sounds
do
like
that.
Especially on these groups that don't actually do anything and like they don't compete until later in the year.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it unlocks and they're like, oh, we gotta go. Yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah,
you're
and they don't have control over that.
you're gonna
so-
send the four, so to clarify, you're gonna send $4,000 for the deposit out of
Correct.
that 14,000 right now.
Yes.
So you're gonna do
We'll
by
lock
April
it.
6th.
Yep. We're gonna lock it in for them.
Cool. All right.
Good stuff.
And they haven't got anything back from the Byrne Foundation yet?
They have not asked yet, they didn't
I
have
don't think so.
permission.
Yeah.
Huh?
They didn't have permission from you all to ask, so now that they have permission, they can move forward and ask.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, you have Business Administrator's Report. You see the financials, monthly financials in your packet. Any questions on those? You also see the Capital Reserve Fund report, balance as of the end of February. All right. Galapagos trip, do we have any updates besides, no new updates?
I did ask Chris to print me out the newest travel advisory, so fresh on 3/26 at 12/31. He printed this one out to me. It is still a level 2.
All right. I should also just say in your packet, just want to call attention, there is a letter from Cafe Services talking about their sale to Whitson's Culinary Group, so if you're interested in more about that company, that is in your packet. So. All right. Agenda items for next meeting, we'll have committee reports. We'll
You wanted to discuss the senior trip.
Oh yeah, senior trip, that's right. I even made that a menu, an agenda menu item, yeah. Senior trip. All right, up next on our agenda, senior trip. Thank you. Discussion on that, or, yeah.
Make a motion that we approve the senior trip as proposed or presented.
Okay, and Kathleen, a second.
Why don't we put the dates in, make it clear that
Oh.
it's 2 dates, June 12th, June 13th.
Is that good?
Thank you, yep.
All right.
And I'll second.
All right, there we go.
How are they, okay, how are they going by bus? Are they being chartered bus from some other company, or how are they going?
I do not know what type of bus they plan on using.
She did say that for the Lake Sunapee dinner cruise, they were taking a bus.
Yeah, I know. They
School bus?
They gotta take a bus to go to the Old Orchard too.
Right.
So they need to know what bus, that's the only thing we need to know is what bus service they're taking.
Well, I mean, I figured that they planned that out, that's on them, right? Like,
Well, no, it's the same, well, never mind, I'm just trying to tell you that anytime we send them on a trip, they go on a trip, we need to know who they're going by,
well, yeah.
okay?
Well, yeah, I'd assume they'd make that arrangement with Butler's if they're gonna get a bus from Butler.
Like, forget it.
I would like to know, yeah, I am curious.
Great, I will just
You-
make a determination they will take buses.
Because you're going, number one, you're going in-state, and then you're going, the second one, you're going out-of-state.
Yeah, I can just tell you
Okay.
right now that Amanda says you use the Butlers.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
cheapest.
they take the school buses to Boston, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, Kathleen, they need, they just,
That makes sense.
it needs to be in that, that's all. I'm not trying to be a
Alright,
stickler, but I am a
No.
stickler when it comes to those things.
that's good.
You know, we go through this all the time.
Yeah. No,
You-
they can sit on a long bus ride for their last bus trip, that's great.
What if they did have intentions of using like a charter bus, like they had planned that into their fundraising, like would they have to then come back to us and ask for a change in bus service, or?
Yeah, if we
That
told
was
them to
their
use the
original
school
plan.
bus and they
Butlers
said,
does have a charter bus that they could use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
they'll make
No,
it
it's just a clarification, we just wanna know how they're being transported.
fair.
And it's supposed to be in that, it's in all the trips that we have for all the school trips.
Sophie said we could text her and ask her.
Sure, but,
She's
Practice.
up
It's
to
probably in the
practice.
middle of some drills up there, I would guess.
yeah.
They'll They'll be using Butlers. I
Oh.
just made that determination.
There we go, yeah.
They'll be using Butlers.
I mean, I think for cost-wise also, they wanna keep it cheap,
Yeah.
so that's my thought. They don't wanna make it expensive, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any further discussion on senior trip? I appreciate that they're doing something unique and something very memorable. They get to have dinner cruise together and then have a fun day together. And they're not getting back so late that they're gonna be waking up late the next morning for graduation, so.
We should give them all sunscreen so that they don't come back
That's a good point.
burned.
Right? Oh, man.
I'll work,
That's
maybe
a good
I'll
idea.
work a wellness
There you
angle.
go.
There you go, just have
You
some
gonna send
little.
in the tubes with them too, or what?
Yeah,
That I don't care so much about.
all right.
Whatever.
Any further discussion on that? Okay, we'll call the vote there. All those in favor of approving the senior class trips for June 12th and June 13th, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Abstentions? All right, that one's all good. All right, next meeting, committee reports. Probably some more senior trip update. If we have more questions for her. Destination Imagination, we'll know if they go to globals or not, so I'm sure we'll hear from them. Anything else that anyone else can think of? I'm sure we'll fill it up, we always do. All right, public comment.
I
Anything?
didn't know I didn't say anything.
Make a big note, I didn't say.
Yeah, you did.
Now you're recording.
Dan
Now
Kylie
you're
said he
here.
didn't say it. All right, well, thank you very much. Okay, so up next, we have non-public, correct?
We do, for the purposes of hiring and for reputation, it is not noted, see reputation on your agenda,
All right,
but we do have that.
okay. Entertain a motion to go into non-public.
Make a motion.
Okay, all right, Daniel makes a motion.
Vicky
Vicky
said.
said.
Vicky seconding it for reasons B and C.
Yeah.
All right, so to go into non-public, I have to say your name, and you have to say yes to every single one. When I say your name, it's not a roll, it has to be a roll call vote, you have to say yes or no. Brewster,
Yes.
Danielle,
Yes.
Tim, yes, Kathleen,
Yes.
Dawn,
Yes.
Vicky.
Yes.
All right, we are in non-public.